So when I was first asked to do this TEDx speech, I had no idea what to talk about. And even last week we were invited for a rehearsal and I still hadn't started yet. And I said to the students in charge, I'll be ready next week. I've just been a little bit busy. I've been very busy. I've got to do this and I've got to do that. And then there's so much going on and there's so much busyness, but I'll get round to it. Meanwhile, I'm freaking out. What am I going to speak about at this TEDx event? And then it dawned on me, of course, this idea of being busy. There are a few ways to describe being busy. You have this great, lots of stuff to do all of the time, a great deal to do. You have the idea of things that are really quite decorated and over the top. That design's a little bit busy. You've got a place, the streets, the mall, it's busy, there's too much happening, there's too many people. Or occupying yourself and making yourself busy, perhaps to avoid something. Busy. Too much to do, all of the time and not enough time, or at least feeling like there's not enough time. We live in a very busy world. This constant cycle of having things to do and adding things to our plate and building up on the pressure, and we need to be doing more, and we need to have more, we need to try and achieve more. And you mix this with what I believe is really the most digital dependent generation we've ever seen. And I think that's actually a recipe for failure. You end up being too busy to be social. Too busy for family and friends. Too busy for opportunities. How many of you, maybe more so the adults, have missed a deadline for a job or an opportunity because you were so burnt out and so much going on you didn't get the application in time? I know I have. Too busy for that doctor's appointment. That's a dangerous one. Just too busy to look after yourself. This then leads to increased anxiety, decreased productivity, poor sleep, poor time management, stress levels through the roof. So what do we do when we're stressed and anxious and in this cycle? I don't know about you, but a lot of us, especially me, I avoid, I procrastinate, I distract myself. I'll just watch one more episode. I'll just scroll for 5 minutes. How about one of those power naps where you are supposed to wake up feeling more focused and energized afterwards, but the focus never comes and the energy is worse than before. And ultimately, those stress levels just keep creeping up. Now, I'm not saying a distraction is a bad thing. Sometimes when we have all of this going on and we are stressed and we are overwhelmed, actually, we do need to take a break. We do need to stop, calm our mind, recenter our focus onto something else. But what tools are we using to do that? That's what I'm trying to talk about here today. So I thought back to when I was younger, okay, when I was a similar age to our audience and the young people that I have in my care. What was I doing when I was getting stressed and overwhelmed, or how was I spending my spare time? Well, first of all, I was out in nature. I had a hobby where I was out a couple of nights a week, would go camping on a regular basis. When I wasn't camping on Saturdays, I had a job. I was a girl that used to sweep the floor in the hairdressers and wash people's hair. Sundays was always about family, a constant of rotation of every week, whose house are we having Sunday lunch at? But the idea was, growing up, I had hobbies that kept me out in nature. I had family-centered routines. I had people around me. I spent time with my friends, and I had human connection. How can we get back to that connection with ourselves and each other? Fast forward to university years and early 20s, I travelled. If there was an opportunity to get out of the country, I took it. I lived in the States as part of my study abroad. My best friend did the same thing. We met in Mexico and then we went to Cuba, all before we were 21, because we could. The list of the places that I've been to, I could do a whole separate TED talk on probably. And I'm always telling my students about these experiences to encourage them, especially the ones that are about to go to university. Have a gap year. before or after. Go and do some traveling. Go and see the world. But for me, when I really think about it, it isn't the countries that has been the most important part of my experience. It is the people you meet. It's the cultural exchanges. It's the intense conversation, sometimes debates. It's the belly laughter, the friends that become family, and sometimes, quite often, the tears when it's all over. The human connections that you meet when you are on these trips and in these places. One of the most important trips and experiences of my life was when I was in Mexico on a clowning and caring trip. Again, that could have been anywhere in the world. It wasn't about being outside of where I live. It was the people that I were working with. It was going into the schools, the hospitals, the prisons. That was quite a scary experience. And it was this group of people that held me up and really kept me grounded through one of the darkest times of my life. But you do not have to get on a plane to go and seek this. Okay, some of you are like, I'm only 12. How am I going to go and do a volunteering trip? All right, hopefully when you're older you can go and do that. But do ask yourself, when was the last time you sat with your friends and played a board game or had a conversation about, well, anything, without Instagram or TikTok glued to your hand, without the distraction of your video games and TV? When was the last time you went camping or hiking? Or if your family are having people over, do you as teenagers come out of your room, put your phone down and go and socialise? Or would you rather doom scroll? Would you rather bed rot and consume a whole TV series in one day? Adults in the room, how many of you still have hobbies? I recently got back into performing. I spent every Sunday from September to December learning lines, trying to get dance routines right, attempting to sing with a community of people that I now call friends. But it wasn't about the play that we were doing. It was about connecting and actually finding my tribe, finding my community. I promise you, adults, if you haven't got a hobby, maybe you should try it out. And if you go and do something you love, you absolutely will find the people that you connect with. So no, I'm not saying to everyone, oh, the internet is bad and throw your mobile phones away and stop watching TV, because that would be ridiculous. But what I am trying to say to you is use your time to connect with people in real life. Go outside, and as I like to say to my friends, touch some grass or sand if you're here in the UAE. Volunteer when you get the opportunity to do so. Travel when you can, as soon as you can. If that comes your way, please, please, please travel. Dance. Dancing brings people together and is so good for the soul. Do something with your friendship group. Just go and play some football. Go for a walk, go for a hike. But most importantly, talk and connect to the people around you. It could be the thing, I think, that saves us all. Thank you.